Hey y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm back with another review. This is for Married at First Sight, Season 16, Episode 6. You dropped a bomb on me. And we're still on the honeymoons and it's starting to pick up finally. So let's go ahead and get into it. Before we do, y'all know I'm trying to grow my channel. I'm still trying to grow it. So be sure to hit subscribe. It's free 99, but it will help your girl out tremendously. And be sure to like the video. I need as much likes and comments as possible, and I appreciate it in advance. Okay, so let's get into it. Y'all know for this show and this show only, I do couple by couple because there's just so much information. And in no particular order, let's start with Dominique and McKinley. So we're on day 6 of marriage, and they're talking about snoring. Once again, every morning they're talking about who snored last night. If y'all don't got nothing to say, like, just wake up and y'all can't look at your phone. I know you got a film, but come on. So, in her confessional, Dom rates Mac 6 attraction wise, and 3 out of 4, or not 3 out of 4, like a 3 or 4 in romance. She said his jokes are, kind of getting on her nerves or irritating her, and it's to the point that she needs to call her mama about it. So she FaceTimes her mom to tell her that, he's just not adventurous. He wants to sit on the beach all day. I'm all for excursions and everything, but like, we don't need to have an agenda every day on vacation for me. Like, I do not like traveling with people who want to get up early in the morning and it's just got to be a task throughout the day, every day, and they want to go hiking and they want to go doing all this stuff all the time. No. Some days I just want to chill. Like, it's vacation. I'm supposed to be relaxing. Throughout the regular day, there's always something to do. There's something for the day to day. On vacation, I just want to relax. Let the day take me where it takes me. But she said, listen, in Miami we can sit on the beach, but not in Jamaica. I hear you, honey. So during the group outing, they went on a group outing, of course, and Dom asked if anyone's gotten into any arguments. They said they haven't gotten into any, but she mentions his joking, like he plays too much, basically. So they're finally getting to the actual activity, which is horseback riding. McKinley admits that he's never ridden a horse before, but that's funny. I mean, that catches Dominique completely off guard because he pretty much just lied. He flat out lied. It wasn't basically, he did. He lied. He's a liar that likes lying. He lied and said that he rode horses. And, it's never, we can't tell, are you joking? Are you telling the truth? But he really poured it on thick. Like, I rode him as a kid. And yeah, I could do backflips on the horse. And then you see the horse and you're like, I've never ridden a horse before. And you're nervous and scared. So she's annoyed. And I understand. And as they're riding through the water, Mac's horse does a number 2. You know what? He mad, and I would be mad too. I'll get me off. Find somebody else to do it. Nope. Because he didn't really want to get on the horse in the first place. Now I'm on the horse, and the horse is letting loose all throughout the water next to my legs. So later in bed, Mac finds out that his wife rated him a 4. That's being generous because she started off with a 3. She's just tired of him complaining. It's not the complaining for me. It's just the fact that he just lied. Like, he just lied. But, I mean, yeah, complaining nonstop. Like, if he's excessively doing it, I can see how that could be a bit irritating. So later, the guys meet and the ladies meet. We know they had their 2 separate meetings, so the girls can have girl time. The guys can talk it out. And Dom shares with the women that Mac has been complaining a lot. And Kirsten said she wouldn't want a husband that always complains. Girl, that's funny because all you do is complain. That's all you do. That's all you've been doing since we met you. So Mac is telling the guys the same thing. He's been complaining and how he's basically coming off to Dominique. And Clint steps in to give advice. And he giving advice to everybody this episode, like in this little scene with the guy time. It's like he the relationship guru. Meanwhile, his relationship falling apart before he even gets started. Now it was good advice, but it's like, Clint, who put you in charge of advice giving? So the ladies meet, and Gina asks if anyone's had sex yet. That's a hard no for this cast especially. Normally I've been thinking like, all right, there might be a couple or two that's, lying, they don't want to tell us yet or whatever. For these couples, no, I don't see it for none of them. Not even Chris and Nicole. So Dom said she has toys and she like, look, it's a store down the street. I can go get some. Like, she ain't worried about it. She also has that big old body pillow that she sleeps with between her legs every night. I ain't forget. So later on, they go. Dominique and McKinley go on a stroll, and Mac apologizes for his complaining. Dom got her foot on his neck though. Like, she is not letting up. She like, look, I am no nonsense. She claims to forgive him, but it's not looking like it really ain't. Moving on, we have Kirsten and Shaquille, and all five couples link up. And Kirsten tells the group that she was a little mad about missing the first day, but education is important. It's giving fake and phony. Girl, you was upset. You were pissed. And now it's, education's important. She getting put on for the cameras. And when Shaq said in the after party last week, and I still need to go back and watch the whole thing, but when he made mention of her basically putting on for the cameras, it's solidifying it even more for me. Like, you just saying whatever to look good in front of the cameras, but we know you got a whole nother personality when the camera crew leaves for the day. So Kirsten makes it clear again that she was not attracted to Shaq's bald head. Like, in case anybody was wondering, she does not like men with bald heads, okay? But she said he checks off all the other boxes. Really? Because he was already about to be on his last strike the last time. So the next day they learned some dance hall moves, and I don't have rhythm, but it looks like fun. They did a good job. Nothing else happened there. Then the ladies meet, and Kirsten tells the ladies that Shaq plays too much. And it's like, where did that come from? I haven't even... Has he made a joke? We saw a little flashback of him making a joke later on where he joked about her struggling with her bag. And I would have got annoyed at that too. Because, why are you letting her struggle and laughing at it? Like, that wasn't funny. But I mean, if he's doing it all the time, he's doing a good job of hiding it when they record it, or maybe they just editing it out because it's like she's just looking for a reason not to like this man. So basically, Shaq tells the guys that he's being himself, and she calling him Dr. Martin Luther King. He always giving speeches. She just don't see it for him. She just don't like him. There's nothing he can do that will make her like him. So later on, Shaq and Kirsten get to gossiping, and she said the wives were disgusted with Clint's comments. And we'll get to that later, but just to get, because this is going to be an ongoing thing, and I don't know where Clint and Gina are on my list, so I think they last. Basically, we already know from the previews and everything, and we saw the episode, Clint said he likes women who are like slender and athletic. So the wives are disgusted with that comment. Especially because a lot of them are curvy, the women got body, yada, yada. So Shaquille shares that Eris is also not attracted to his wife, which is to Kirsten's surprise because she like, wait a minute. Just yesterday, he was saying she was beautiful. Earlier, Jasmine said that he compliments her and tells her she's beautiful. But so why you lie? Like, don't lie, though. Like, why did you lie about it and say you was attracted to her if you're not? Maybe you can see that she's pretty, but just not his type. And there is a difference. So Kirsten said, look, she always gonna keep it 100 with Shaq. And there's a moment to be transparent. She feel like he plays too much. He play all day. So he like, well, what do you like about me? You're not attracted to me. You don't like my personality. I mean, what do you like about me? And she like, no, let me finish my statement. Basically, she don't want to answer. She don't like nothing. She don't have an answer. So, I mean, I play all day, but I don't like a man that plays too much. Like, just don't know when to quit. Just overdoes it. Like, just don't know when to stop. I'm not getting that from him, though. It just seems like she's just nitpicking. Like, she just complaining about the same thing she complained about she's doing. She don't want somebody who complains, but she complaining about everything about him, like things he can't even control. So she's starting to get a little irritated and a little rude, if you ask me. Shaq, like usual, just claims he understands, and I think he just Didn't want to fuss and fight no more. So, he was done talking about it. They give a little church pat on the back and they move on. Chris and Nicole. The couple lays together on a hammock, and Chris reassures Nicole that he does want her. He doesn't want her to think he doesn't want her or he's not attracted to her. He just doesn't want to rush sex and ruin things. So Chris said in his previous relationship, he was with his ex for like a year and a half, and he had sex 3.5 times. What? Huh? Even Nicole was like, say what now? But with another ex, they had sex all the time and they use it as a band-aid to cover up their issues. Now that can be a problem too. You don't want to mask issues with sex, and that's all y'all have. Nicole said she was in similar situations and they just love the trauma bond. Like, they always have stuff in common with their exes. Like, let's pump the brakes on the ex talk. I don't want to hear about exes anymore with these two, at least while on the honeymoon. Please cut it out. So the next day they go kayaking. I did it once. Not for me. They just done gave up on it and just sat there and started talking. So Nicole said a pet peeve of hers is when people walk slow in front of her. Chris said his pet peeve is dishes in the sink, but then turns around and says he only washes clothes and sheets once a month. But you worried about a dish being in the sink for a day. Okay. So Nicole will most likely probably be taking that over because she's made mention that she washes her sheets once a week. And I feel like with them dogs y'all got running around jumping up in the bed, you need to wash them more than that. So he said, he's lazy during the week. Like, he don't like to do anything during the week. They agreed to clean on the weekends. He just doesn't want her to get turned off by his laziness. How lazy are you? Like, how bad is it? I guess we'll find out when we get to these shared apartments. So the guys meet and the ladies have their own meeting, like we already know. And Chris shares that Nicole likes to hold hands too much. Like, it's hot outside, it's getting sticky and sweaty, and he's really not a fan. Well, say something then. But I guess he don't want her to stop touching him, so he ain't gonna say nothing. He's passive. Nicole's worried that work will get in the way. She said they both had demanding jobs. They have important things going on with work next week, so they're concerned about that. Is he concerned about it? Because he ain't mentioned it. Clint tells Chris Nicole will run all over him, basically, and he feels like Chris is a yes man. And in his confessional, Chris was taken aback by it, but he's like, oh, Clint will be Clint, and he just want to be the center of attention. This is what Clint was talking about. Like, don't let him just offend you and don't address it. And just like, oh, Clint will be Clint. No. But, he ain't going to say nothing. And that's that. Eris and Jasmine. I got a lot of notes on these two. They my problem children. So they go to get couple massages and immediately start talking. And I know it's a show, they gotta talk, but I can't stand when I get a massage and people get to talk. Every single time I've gotten a massage over the years, the massage therapist always talks to me the entire time. It is insane. Like, I even put on the thing like, don't talk to me or whatever. They don't care. They talk the whole time anyway. Like, I'm trying to relax. People talking about they falling asleep, but not me, because I'm too busy chatting it up. And then when the conversation get too long, it's like I don't even know how to end it. But y'all let me know in the comments. Would you want to go on a couples massage? I've never done couples massages. Are we supposed to be talking? Or are we supposed to just be enjoying the massage at the same time? Let me know. So Jasmine says she's stressed, and Aaron said if there's anything he can do, let him know. I call BS. I don't think he gonna do anything. He ain't done nothing yet. He won't even, he won't even meet her halfway to get a bite of her food. But okay. She said, just don't drop any more bombs on me. And he just said he wasn't aware that not being in love before was a bomb. Yeah, I guess to you, since you're the one that hasn't been in love at almost 40 years old. That is a little concerning. So, for some reason, Jasmine jumps up and gets her "let me cater to you" on and starts rubbing down his leg and his ashy feet. Girl, when you gonna let him cater to you? Like, this is insane. It's painful to watch. All this rubbing and jumping up and acting like you his maid is not gonna make him like you anymore. So, and he's like, I can get used to this. Yeah, I bet. But when you gonna do something for her? When? So she said this is the most they've ever touched each other. Each other? we ain't seen him touch you, sis. But go off. He said, this is normal progression for two strangers that just met. We get to know each other. And again, she's caught off guard because she's like, now wait a minute. Like just yesterday, you was trying to jump my bones and wondering my favorite sex position. And now it's normal progression. You're not interested. She knows he's not that into her. She has to know. Like when she didn't give in and she was, being a lady and didn't want to talk about sex on camera, it turned him off. So the only thing he wanted from her was that. And since she wasn't giving in, now he wants nothing to do with her, pretty much. So during the group activity, Eric shares that he's never been in love before and that concerned Jasmine. But he says, okay, she can be his first love. Doubt it. Then Clint randomly decides to ask if he blew her back out in front of everybody. Now, Clint, why would you? What would possess you? It's it's an insider. Well, keep it between y'all then. Why would you ask that in front of everybody? Like, because Jasmine was like, well, say what now? No, he did not. So, Clint asks if anyone's had sex. Eric says he's attracted to Jasmine, but he wants to take his time. Since when? Since today? Okay. Later on, they're talking about the day. And Eric said that Clint and Gina low-key called each other ugly. Was it low? I don't really think, yeah, Clint said, but we know Clint was attracted to her until she would not let up with it. Like, she kept, the only thing I heard her say outside of that beauty salon was that she don't like him. She don't like him and his gingery features. But we're going to get there. So they both said they don't have it in them to tell somebody they're not attracted to them. Especially Eris, apparently. So Eris mentioned Nicole saying she wanted to get her back blown out on day 2, but changed her mind. So he thinks she doesn't like Chris. Can we just stop with the get my back blown out? Like, is there no other terms you can use for, having sex, doing the grown up? The sexuals, like, is getting my back blown out the only term you use for sex? Jasmine says someone can say the same thing about you. And he like, oh, well, it's hard in this situation. Yeah, now you got to backslide on everything you just said because you sound crazy and you contradicting yourself. So Eric said in his confessional, he gets a friend vibe from Jasmine, and that's a first for him because, he's all about sex. So when the ladies, he's just not ready. At 39 and a half years old, he ain't ready. When the ladies meet, Jazz tells them that her husband claims to be attracted to her, but she just doesn't feel like he wants to take her clothes off. He don't want to rip your clothes off. He don't. But you know what? I think he does want to rip her clothes off, but that's it. That's all. Like, he don't want nothing more, nothing less from that. That's all he want to do. He's not ready for a wife. She also seems a little insecure, in my opinion, about him never being in love because she won't stop bringing it up. Eric tells the guys that as far as attraction goes, his wife sees him at a 12, but he only sees her as a 4 or 5. Wow. I hate it for her. Oh my goodness, Jasmine. Please say no indecision day. I don't know if I see any of these couples making it. Maybe Nicole and Chris. And that's a maybe. He says in his confessional that she's attractive. Like, she won beauty pageants and whatnot. But she just too skinny. Like, he like them thick with it. Like, he like them thick in the waist. Like, he like Megan Thee Stallion booties. Well, that's not what you got. So, just be glad that if you're attracted to her, you're attracted to her. Later on, they discuss how the day went with, the meeting with the guys, meeting with the girls. And Jasmine she's still talking about him never being in love before. And honestly, I'm kind of tired of hearing about it. Like, it's day 7. Girl, give it time. Like, you're talking about it so much that, like, now he just won't even open up anymore. Eric said everyone needs to pump the brakes. Jasmine's like, look, I'm not in love with you. I'm not falling in love with you yet. I'm just letting you know how I feel. Like, I'm nervous about us getting to that point. Eric claims to be all in and he ready to go through the peaks and valleys and all that stuff, but time will tell for this one. I'm ready at this point. I skipped the shared apartment. I'm ready to get to decision day. And last but not least, we got Clint and Gina. Child. I'm trying to figure out who was trying to swap husbands and wives. Can we get to that? Who was it? So Clint and Gina are having mimosas in the pool. The view is beautiful. And Clint wants to take Gina sailing when they get back to Nashville. But she starts talking about her salon. Again, I don't want to hear about that salon, about work, about her and her job and her business. I don't want to hear. What else do you have going on? Do you have a personality or an identity outside of your job? Goodness. Clint tries to talk about his job, whatever that is, and she cuts him off to start talking about her and her work again. So at the group activity, Gina tells everyone they're struggling with physical attraction. Nah, girl, that was just you struggling. Now it's y'all. She said they kissed several times. Basically letting them know that ain't no, even with the kissing, like the attraction's not growing for her. She don't like him. Clint says, his type is athletic and slender. The women are appalled. Dominique said, her confessional, she like, read the room. Like, you're in the room with curvy women. Like, what are you thinking? That's true, but y'all don't know, y'all ladies do not know what happened behind the scenes. Y'all don't know the background. See, yesterday, if you would have heard what Gina said first, that would explain why he's reacting this way. Because not only did she say it to him, she turned around in the front of the group. She told everybody that thought they struggling with attraction. So she keeps saying it. She's embarrassing him. So, I mean, I ain't mad at him. So everyone goes horseback riding, but Gina can't shake what Clint said. You can dish it, but you can't take it, huh? Later on, Gina is offended still by his comment. And, he's completely unaware. He just talking to her casually and saying, like, oh, I think everybody's, in a good space. And, he's just oblivious. So when the ladies meet, Gina asks if anyone's had sex yet. Of course not. None of the couples are mutually attracted to each other. Maybe Chris and Nicole, that's about it. So, I mean, we got two people who ain't attracted to each other. One person might be attracted, but the other person ain't. Like, it's not, no. So, the ladies share that they were disgusted with Clint's comments. Gina fails to mention her comments, but she says, look, you know what? I work at a salon, again. And, she makes women feel beautiful for a living. She's about women empowerment. What that got to do with that man saying that? And girl, if you tell paint the whole picture. Because it's easy to make judgment when you only know one side. Nicole asks if she's completely done since it's so early. Gina said they'll discuss it. Over with the guys, Mac mentions that that Clint said Gina was on the thicker side. Clint said he didn't say that. He just likes slender women. You hung up on technicalities, but that's basically what you were insinuating. I mean, that's what it came off like. That's pretty much what you were saying, allegedly. So Clint says she always talks about her hair salon and wonders if this was promo for her business. I, too, wonder the same. Is it? Because we ain't got nothing else out of her. I don't even think she enjoyed the trip. She just wants to talk. She just wants us to see that hair salon. So Clint said he doesn't want to she doesn't want to talk to him. And Chris asks if there's any way they can get past it. It's kind of funny that Nicole asked with the ladies and then Chris asked with the guys if there's any way, they're both asking, is there any way you can get past it? No, she gonna milk this to get out of it. So McKinley blurts out that Gina is sexy and gorgeous. And it got real awkward and uncomfortable. Like, everybody just looking around like, what? Did he just say that? Yeah, he did. And he even said his confessional, like, I don't see Clint getting anybody that looked better than Gina in real life. Like, who was you pulling that looked better than Gina? Who? Okay, we know you got your eyes on Gina. Clearly, we always mix matching. Like, the matchmaking process ain't going the way it should because y'all matching wrong. I mean, if we want to talk about it, we could switch up some of the couples just with who we have. Shaq and Jasmine could have been a better fit. Eris, I think, he would have been more physically attracted to Kirsten, even though I don't know if he would have been her type. But he does have hair, so there's that. McKinley, Dominique, Gina, and Clint, they can do a little switcheroo, and we'll leave Nicole and Chris as is. That's what I would do. So, switch Jasmine, Eris, Shaq, and Kirsten. Switch them up. And same for Dom, Mac, Gina, and Clint. Later on, Gina mentions the slender comment. She expresses her ex was a ginger. He had a red beard. Clint is offended that she keeps referring to him as a ginger. I mean, is saying somebody's a redhead, is that offensive? Let me know why that would be offensive. He did say something about like, okay, I have light hair and light skin, and you keep like you're saying it like it's a negative. Basically, saying how calling out features that it's just him and his makeup and his DNA that makes him who he is. He shouldn't have to dye his hair and get his hand for you. So yeah, I'm a little offended too. Gina said she does hair, so it's not offensive. Like nobody ever got offended by it. Like she works in the hair industry. What does your profession got to do with you offending this man? He said he's offended. He's naturally red. You don't got to dye his hair because his hair is already red. So I mean, if he's offended, that's all you need to hear. All this what you do at work, don't nobody care. So she did apologize for offending him. She said, if I offended you, I apologize. Clint also apologized. You know, if he offended her, he's just expressing that was what he's normally into. And then she like, well, I do work out and I do got a 26-inch waist, and it don't matter because he said that you too thick. But he meant to hurt her because she hurt him. So, I mean, we understand it. I mean, just call it like it is. Call a spade a spade. Gina wants to spend the remainder of the honeymoon apart. She doesn't think they should spend it together anymore. And Clint thinks she's just looking for an out. And I completely agree. It's giving Morgan and Ben from last season. Like, she gonna hold on to it. She gonna ride it till she can't no more. And she gonna try to get out of this. But, I mean, it looks like Dominique and McKinley, they might break up first. So, I don't know. We can't have two couples. They might let one slide. But we can't have two couples breaking up before decision day. That's a little too much. But let me know what y'all are thinking about this episode down in the comments. What do you think will happen when we get to the shared apartments next week? Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Check out my other content. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.